like to follow a story and that interests me, and I feel like interests you. So if I start something, I like to continue on with something. So if I leave off with a story and I tell you I'm going to get back to you because we're on it, we do it. So there's always a continuation. That's why you have to follow the program, so you can find out what happened. And I guess you could say this is kind of like a news magazine program with commentary and opinion from a conservative point of view. And occasionally I have to, let others know that tune in, what can I expect of the program? Because, we don't exactly do the same thing every single day. I don't like to be predictable. However, the predictability in that you will get common sense, that's something that I don't want to have devoid. In the broadcast, we want it to be a worthwhile conversation. And I would like to hear from you, too. That's why we open up our social media. We're not dependent upon callers, even guests, though we've done it in the past. The program moves way too fast, and the format seems to be really taken off the way that it is. And some hosts are able to handle the conversation and the material appropriately. And therefore, when we do have one, it is a very special one. If we do have a guest or a particular caller on a particular subject matter. But so far, we can't be like everybody else. And I guess we don't want to be like everybody else. So we like to keep it unique. And again, appreciate all of you that become supporters. And on this Labor Day, if you haven't become a supporter and you really like what you hear and it resonates with you and you've been listening for a while, forthepeopleshow.com, that's our website. Right on the front page, you can sign up for a monthly subscription, which allows you to choose how much you want to give. As little as $1 a month, up to $100 a month. You pick the denominator. Some people give $25, some $50, some $5. It just depends on your budget, what you can give. But that helps us stay on the air and grow to get the word out about the broadcast. So I'd appreciate it. Wildfires in California, they continue to rage. And it's a shame. Hundreds of people in California evacuated from their homes this weekend to escape what a lot of firefighters are saying a monster inferno. That's how they're describing it there. The largest, as a matter of fact, in Los Angeles history. They've had a lot of fires through the years, but the largest. In California, Governor Jerry Brown is declaring a state of emergency. For Los Angeles Times reports Brown's declaration, which allows for the state and federal assistance to be provided to Los Angeles County quickly. This is coming after Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti issued a similar declaration. Firefighters battled flames that chewed through nearly 8 square miles of brush-covered mountains as authorities issued mandatory or voluntary evacuation orders of more than 700 homes in Los Angeles, Burbank, and Glendale, folks. That's a lot of homes, a lot of people. The wildfires just north of downtown L.A., that's what we're talking about. So if you're familiar with Los Angeles, it's grown, and to the largest in the city's history. So you can definitely smell smoke, folks. 3 structures had burned, at least 2 of them homes, but fire officials were confident that they could extinguish the fire unless winds picked up, and that's always a problem. Wildfires also entered a 2,700-year-old grove of giant sequoia trees near Yosemite National Park, which is sad, and have driven people from their homes in Washington State. Other wildfires there, Oregon, Montana, and other areas struggling with a week-long heat wave that's gripping the western states. So that's a big problem. The heat, the temperatures have just been, it's been awful, man. San Francisco set a record for the day, hitting 94 degrees before noon. 94. And by mid-afternoon, it was 101 in the coastal city, hotter than Phoenix, with an all-time high of 106 on Friday, and it became just the 3rd time since the 1870s, according to the San Francisco paper, and it had back-to-back triple-digit days. Temperatures reached 115 degrees of the city, and it was rare heat wave at a time of the year that San Francisco residents usually call Fogust for its cloudy chill. But that's not the case. And that would be nice. That would be welcomed. But, there's there's no chill. Unfortunately, the region was so hot that officials with the Bay Area Rapid Transit System ordered trains to slow down on rails that were exposed to the sun, expecting the heat would expand and possibly shift the metal tracks slightly, which would cause a derailment. So they're being very careful, and I think that's a great idea. In Montana, a fire sweeping the Lola, Peak, and Florence areas of the state grew more than 41,300 acres as it continued to burn there. So yesterday, the fire got established in the bottom of the One Horse Creek and then started moving up to the mountains and got up towards the top of the edge. And then last night, weather conditions became more favorable for burnout operations, said Lolo Park Fire Information Officer Derek Embagan. He says, we conducted a burnout operation about 50 to 60 acres that connected with the other burn blocks that have been in the past to help shore up the eastern side of the fire. I'm always amazed on how they start the fire. Have you ever watched these fire shows where they do that? It's called, control burn, and they know that it ends up stopping the fire. Who would have thunk it? Seriously, I think it's so cool how they do this, but some of these firefighters, sometimes they're not so lucky. They don't get out of the fires, but they literally, a lot of these just walk into the infernos, and it's crazy. They're talking about a fire about 80 miles southeast now of Seattle had burned more than 23 square miles and led to new evacuation notices this past Saturday. And there, folks, 3,800 homes were threatened there, according to authorities. Again, that week-long heat wave is generating by high pressure over the west, according to the National Weather Service. So that's weather. These temperatures, they've been really tough, really hard. And, man, when you're a homeowner, you do what you can. I remember Chuck, the founder of the broadcast, telling me when there were some fires there in his area years ago, he always had a hose and several, faucets outside where he would try to wet down his property, wet down the roof. Sometimes that's just not enough. That's a great idea, but, man, when you get these giant infernos, man, they burn so hot, man, it just it practically melts things. So hopefully they can get this under control and Mother Nature cooperates a little bit to bring down some of these temperatures, but some badly needed relief for sure. Temperatures have been very, very hot. There's no doubt about it. Texas, our prayers with the folks in Texas. American Red Cross, 1-800-RED Cross. You can still make donations, folks. They still need help. People still need it in the worst way. The vultures, man, still coming out. Contractors asking for money up front, swindling people. Tell your folks there in Texas, especially elderly, be very careful with contractors. Make sure these people are licensed contractors, known. Do your due diligence. Don't just accept anybody. What happens, people don't have a lot of money. And so they're looking for a cheap way to do it, and they fall prey to this because, but the old saying goes, how's it go? If it seems to be too good to be true, it probably is. It isn't. It's not true. There's some falsehoods to it. Just have your eyes open. Sometimes we have to have our eyes open for family members and loved ones. Some can be a little naive. Sometimes you have to be a mentor to somebody. And just kind of step into that place. And many of you have done that, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing when you can help somebody else. Barack Obama, he's eyeing this 2020 election, and a lot of people are getting very concerned. about Barack Obama's 2020 election signals that have given Democrats the jitters. Now, especially those who feel it's too soon in the president's race to push for a particular candidate. Like top advisors and aides to the former president are pushing for Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick. According to the strategists there from the Dems, say it's way too early to settle on a candidate. Some wonder if Obama's inner circle would be pushing Patrick if the former president didn't agree. But some believe it's an attempt to divert attention from new California Senator Kamala Harris. And folks, this is kind of interesting to note. Many Democrats are wanting to carry on the Obama legacy through Harris. Harris and Patrick are African Americans, as you know. David Simas, CEO of Obama Foundation, is a strong supporter of Patrick, according to The Hill. Said in Valerie Jarrett, a close Obama confidant, reportedly pulling as well for Harris. She revealed that she would do everything in her power to support. Jarrett told Politico that President Patrick is what my heart desires. That's a possibility, while a former senior White House aide said that if you were to poll 100 notable Obama alumni, the only two people who would win that 2020 straw poll right now are Joe Biden and Patrick. But Biden, interesting enough, folks, also garners support among Obama aides. A number have said that they would support the former vice president if he were to enter the 2020 race, but Patrick seems to have been signaled out as a favorite. One top Obama fundraiser told The Hill that it was no coincidence that Obama's inner circle are shouting out Patrick, saying it's blatantly overt. So, folks, this is what we're looking at. The Obama legacy. The same people who did not vote for Hillary Clinton because of Obama, and I just love saying it. And ladies and gentlemen, I will find it a personal insult if you don't vote for Hillary and you vote for the other guy. I'm going to take it as a personal insult. Well, Obama, personal insult, they did not vote for Hillary Clinton. Take it as an insult. Take it as a message. Looking on to find out somebody that will actually further your awful, horrendous policies in the United States that would destroy our country and further segment us even much more, if that be possible, and cause more anarchy here, more lunacy in the United States. We don't need it. Go away. Go away. You freak of nature. Man, oh man. I tell you, it's going to be interesting. And Joe Biden, please run Joe Biden. They know better. It's Joe. It's Joe. Fraudulent slip Joe. He's apologizing. It's Joe. It's a crazy uncle that says crazy things. He doesn't think before he speaks. That's Joe. He's always defending him. Joe Biden, nice smiley guy, nice friendly guy that takes the train. I think he means well, but there's no way that Joe Biden would make a good president. I don't see it. He doesn't have a shot. I don't even think he wants it. I don't think he wants it. But that's, what the Dems are looking at. And Obama, of course, certainly does want his legacy because there's nothing to put on the wall that really, other than the first African-American, that was a fraudulent slip, folks. Yes. Biracial president. I mean, let's be factual. And for my African-American friends, I am being serious about it because he is biracial. But he, to his credit, he's definitely the blackest thing other than joke, Bill Clinton in the White House. You can't take that away from African Americans. That was a proud moment for many. Not taking that away from him certainly earned that one. There's no doubt about it. That was a proud moment. What really is just, to me, sad Barack Obama could have done